In the heart of Europe lies a modern country known for its freedom, well-developed roads, and stunning architecture. Many may recognize this country through its famous city, Vienna, and some might even confuse its name with Australia. Yes, we are talking about Austria, one of the most prominent nations in Europe. Looking at a map, you'll notice that Austria is landlocked, lacking a coastline, yet it shares borders with several countries. To the north, it neighbors the Czech Republic, while Slovakia and Hungary are located to the east. Thanks to the Schengen Agreement, residents can easily cross borders within the Schengen area. This convenient location allows Austrian residents to enjoy quick weekend getaways to nearby countries. Focusing on Vienna, the vibrant capital city, you'll find it elegantly divided by the Danube River. The city's central activities and bustling life are predominantly situated on the western side of the river, which is home to both the major international airport and a wealth of renowned tourist attractions. This western side pulsates with cultural, historical, and social activities, capturing the essence of Vienna's rich heritage and modern vibrancy. From majestic palaces to bustling markets, this area truly embodies the city's allure. Vienna has a population of about 2 million people, including both registered and unregistered residents, making it a manageable size for a capital city. Considering that Austria's total population is around 9 million, nearly a quarter of the country's residents live in or around this city. Austria covers an area of 84,000 square kilometers and is home to other well-known cities like Graz and Salzburg. Although Austria has a limited number of cities, it makes efficient use of its land, with 62% covered by the Alps. Given its population size, there is sufficient land available for urban development. In terms of quality of life, Vienna was ranked as the most livable city in the world by various research firms in 2024. While it may not always claim the top spot each year, Vienna consistently ranks among the top 5 most livable cities globally. For instance, in 2018, it was also chosen as the best and most livable city. Vienna often competes with Zurich in this regard. Consequently, both Austrians and those who move to Austria in search of a better life should feel fortunate. Both Zurich in Switzerland and Vienna in Austria contribute to making Europe proud in their quality of living. We will certainly discuss the beauty and atmosphere of Vienna, but it's important to acknowledge that Austria, despite its small size, has one of the most ancient and rich histories. The name Austria is believed to have first appeared in 996 and is derived from the German word Österreich. The Germans named their country Österreich, which translates to Austria in English and means Eastern Realm. Thus, Austria is essentially a Latinized version of the country's original name. Today, Austria is one of the world's most prosperous countries, boasting a high per capita income. Various sources rank it among the top 20 richest countries. For example, according to Forbes, Austria is positioned 16th in the list of the richest countries in 2025, with an annual income per capita of approximately $61,000. The country is also a significant player in production and branding, being home to renowned global brands like Red Bull, Spar supermarkets, and Swarovski jewelry. If you visit Austria, particularly Vienna, be aware that major supermarkets are generally closed on Saturdays and Sundays. So, if you're planning a short weekend trip, it's advisable to handle your grocery needs in advance. The official language in Austria is German, and a large portion of the population speaks Bavarian German. Slovenian and Hungarian are also widely spoken, with around 2% of the population being Turkish, and another 2% being Serbian and Bosniak. These minority communities typically communicate in their native languages. Statistics indicate that 82% of Austria's population is Austrian and speaks German, which is reflected in the abundance of German language signs throughout the cities. Historically, Austrians have been strong supporters of the Church and Christianity. In terms of religious affiliation, about 55% of the population identifies as Christian and Catholic. An additional 5% consider themselves Protestant, while 25% identify as non-religious, particularly among the 18 to 50 age group, similar to their northern neighbors, the Czech Republic. Muslims account for approximately 8% of the population, and other minorities include Jews and followers of different religions. In Vienna, the capital, it's rare to find litter on the streets. The residents of Vienna take great pride in the cleanliness of their city, to the extent that they discourage the disposal of cigarette butts on the ground. You will often find orange and gray plastic containers located near bike lanes, specifically designated for cigarette waste. The city welcomes you with a calm and orderly atmosphere. As you look around, you'll see people cycling to their destinations, cars driving through the city's clean streets without honking, and pedestrians strolling about. In Vienna, where litter is rare, residents responsibly dispose of their trash in designated bins. They place their glass bottles in green lid bins and their paper and plastic waste in yellow lid bins. Vienna is home to a plethora of architecturally valuable buildings, each showcasing a unique blend of historical and aesthetic significance. Most of these structures are meticulously constructed in pristine white and various shades, reflecting a timeless charm. These centuries-old edifices stand almost perfectly and magnificently, as if they were crafted only yesterday, their grandeur undiminished by the passage of time. As you stroll through the streets of Vienna, you'll encounter buildings at every turn that beg to be captured in photographs, each one a testament to the city's rich architectural heritage. One notable masterpiece is the Austrian Parliament building, located on Ring Street in the bustling city center. This building is widely regarded as one of the most beautiful parliamentary buildings in the world, celebrated for its splendid architecture. Constructed by a renowned Danish architect between 1873 and 1883, this project spanned an entire decade. Unfortunately, the building you admire today is not exactly the same as the original, due to the extensive damage it suffered during World War II. If you find yourself getting tired while enjoying the architecture in the Ring area of Vienna, consider taking a break in one of the festival areas set up throughout the city. While sitting and taking in your surroundings, you might suddenly see horse-drawn carriages, known as fiacres, making their way through traffic. These carriage rides are particularly famous in Vienna. The drivers pick up customers at the city's most popular tourist spots and provide guided tours on horseback, offering verbal descriptions of the sights along the way. This tradition of horse-drawn carriages in Central European cities, such as those in the Czech Republic and Austria, dates back to the 17th century. While most carriage drivers are men, you can occasionally see female drivers on the roads. Unfortunately, it is the horses that often bear the brunt of this tradition. Vienna's roads are designed to be functional for their intended purposes. For example, nearly all main streets feature separate paths for bicycles and pedestrians. If you walk in the bike and electric scooter lanes, you might get hit by cyclists who zoom past, potentially endangering both parties. Although this form of transportation has become a cultural symbol in these societies, it is the horses that bear the brunt of this tradition. Vienna's roads are designed for functionality, with almost all main streets featuring separate paths for bicycles and pedestrians. Safety in Vienna is highly prioritized, with many key areas of the city patrolled by police. These patrols typically only intervene in abnormal situations, allowing both residents and visitors to walk around comfortably and safely. Some officers patrol in vehicles, while others enhance security by patrolling on foot in groups at street corners. Vienna also offers a variety of automated services conveniently located in public spaces. One such valuable amenity is the weight-measuring devices available near bus stops, where people can easily step on to receive up-to-date information about their body weight. Another important public service is the free drinking water stations, which are cleverly cooled by solar energy. Visitors can fill their bottles with ice-cold water at these stations, enjoying the convenience as if they were purchasing it from a store. Interestingly, the taste of this water is often superior to that of bottled water sold in stores, providing a delightful experience for the palate. Considering that Vienna uses the euro and is ranked as one of the most expensive cities in Europe, utilizing the free cold water stations instead of purchasing bottled water can lead to significant savings. This is particularly important on weekends when most supermarkets are closed. You may find yourself overpaying if you buy water from kiosks run by Turkish and South Asian vendors in metro stations. These kiosks typically charge around 1.5 euros for half-liter bottles, which can add up quickly. Therefore, if you get thirsty while exploring the city, it's wise to seek out the free cold water stations located in tourist-heavy areas to quench your thirst without incurring extra costs. Additionally, many pet owners use these stations to hydrate and cool their dogs, ensuring comfort for everyone during their adventures in Vienna. Let's discuss the transportation system of this highly praised city. To travel from the airport to the city center and back, the Austrian government offers two main services. The first is the city airport train, a luxurious and fast train that takes you from the airport to the city in just 16 minutes. However, this option is a bit pricey, with tickets costing 15 euros per person. The second option is the S7, which is a more affordable train service that operates around the city. For shorter distances within Vienna, trams are an excellent option. There is a tram line on almost every street, making it easy for people to reach their desired destinations without needing to walk. However, single ride tickets for the metro and trams can be expensive, costing around 3 euros each. To save money, consider purchasing weekly transportation cards, which offer a more economical way to travel around Vienna. While there are taxis available in the city, it's advisable not to use them if you are traveling from a country with a lower currency than the euro. Taxi drivers can charge up to 50 euros for distances shorter than 20 kilometers, particularly in Austria. If you're looking to grab a bite to eat while exploring Vienna, you'll notice that there is a large Turkish community. About 500,000 Turks reside in the city. Many of these individuals own restaurants and snack shops, predominantly serving doner kebabs. Another must-see site in Vienna is the Habsburg Palace, a vast estate where visitors can enjoy the surrounding lawns. Historically, this palace served as a winter residence for the Habsburg dynasty. Inside, you'll find exhibitions of items belonging to former kings and queens. One notable figure connected to the palace is Marie Antoinette, the French queen famously quoted as saying, "Let them eat cake," a statement attributed to her time there. The palace has a rich history spanning over 600 years and continues to stand as a remarkable landmark in Vienna, also known as the Royal Palace. In Vienna, the beauty of the palaces and roads sets a high standard, and it's no surprise that the cars on the streets are just as impressive. In a country where the annual per capita income is reported to be around $61,000, it can be anticipated that the average monthly salary is between 4,000 and 5,000 euros. According to the official websites of popular car manufacturers, new Toyota vehicles in Vienna are priced between 20,000 euros and 30,000 euros. Meanwhile, new models from German giants like Mercedes and BMW range from 30,000 to 60,000 euros. Stephanplatz, which is the heart of the city, is easily accessible by subway. It is home to every famous brand you can think of, as well as the iconic St. Stephen's Cathedral. Regardless of your beliefs, the cathedral's architecture captivates you at first glance. Built over 900 years ago, it stands majestically before you. There is always a large crowd gathered around the cathedral, consisting of people from nearly every nationality, and their first priority is often to take photos. Stephanplatz is quite spacious and can accommodate thousands of visitors at the same time. It's a great place to observe the general physical appearance of the Austrian people. Firstly, they are not particularly tall. The average Austrian man measures about 180 centimeters, while the average height for women is around 166 centimeters. Upon closer observation, you'll notice that both men and women predominantly have blue or green eyes. Women, in particular, tend to have smaller facial features and are usually petite. Additionally, they have fair or auburn skin and often exhibit naturally blonde hair. When these features are combined, they bear a resemblance to both Germans and, to some extent, Swedes in terms of facial genetics. Both the elderly and middle-aged adults in Vienna have an air of seriousness. In the city's squares, young people between the ages of 18 and 25 tend to smile more, while older individuals appear more disciplined and strict. When a camera is pointed at young people, they are rarely shy. They smile and pose with enthusiasm. This suggests that the youth in the country feel not only physically attractive, but also mentally happy. People in Vienna also seem to exude wealth and affluence. However, there is a noticeable lack of warmth in the atmosphere. In contrast, if you travel to Prague in the Czech Republic, just 4 hours north, you'll encounter a much more inviting environment. Vienna sometimes feels like a competitive arena, with an elite air where individuals seem to be in constant competition with one another. Their body language suggests that everyone is at the top of their game, and there is little sense of concern for each other. These are my observations, and it's possible that the reality may be different. The country has also liberalized its stance on cannabis and related products. In Vienna and Austria, the sale of products containing certain amounts of narcotics is permitted. Interestingly, beggars in Austria appear healthier, younger, and better groomed than those in many other countries. While I noticed many people in the center of Vienna, I observed a lack of activities apart from the shops where people could spend their time. The vibrant atmosphere created by street dancers, musicians, painters, and various other entertainers was noticeably absent. As you walk around the square, you find that most people are simply walking in and out of shops and cafes, contributing to a sense of dullness compared to many other European cities. The streets were filled with attractive young, blue-eyed women and charismatic, well-dressed men, but there seemed to be a lack of engaging activities to liven up the scene. But one thing is for sure: this country is very safe. There is probably less than a 1% chance that anything will happen to you for no reason in the capital. While you are there, you are unlikely to be harmed by people, and the risk of being bitten by dogs is minimal. I didn't see any stray dogs in the city, and those who own aggressive dogs have fitted them with muzzles. So, even if the dogs show aggressive behavior, they won't be able to bite you. If you find yourself bored with visiting museums or walking through large shopping squares in Vienna, the city offers an alternative. It has a beautiful river, the Danube, which has been enhanced with lovely boats and recreational areas for families. Those looking to escape the hustle and bustle of the city center can relax on the benches by the river, enjoy ice cream, and chat with their loved ones, providing a wonderful opportunity for a quiet moment. If you're considering living in Vienna, it's important to understand the rental market. Apartments in Vienna are typically small, with the average one-bedroom apartment measuring around 45 square meters, and rents averaging around 1,500 euros per month. For a two-bedroom apartment that's over 60 square meters, you can expect to pay comfortably over 2,000 euros each month. To support yourself in Austria, you'll generally need a net income of at least 3,000 euros per month, even if you rent a one-bedroom apartment. A family of 4 can enjoy a decent quality of life in Vienna with a net income of over 5,000 euros. If you're only visiting Austria for a short time, be sure to try the famous Austrian schnitzel. Some restaurants prepare it with chicken and serve it with sliced lemon and potato salad, while others offer it with beef, presented in a similar fashion. Additionally, there's a higher tolerance for alcohol in Austria compared to many other European countries. That's all for now about Vienna. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.